In a big city, locksmith services are always in demand. Every single day, people lose their keys, lock themselves out of their homes, or face car lockouts in the middle of traffic. With tall apartment buildings, busy offices, and thousands of cars on the road, the need for locksmiths never goes away. Unlike small towns where work may be slow and seasonal, a big city creates nonstop opportunities. Emergencies happen at all hours, and people are often willing to pay extra for fast help. This constant pressure makes locksmiths an essential part of city life. Many do not realize how often these services are required until they need one. For a locksmith, this means the phone keeps ringing, and there is always a chance to earn. The city population fuels the business because, with millions of residents, even a small percentage facing lock issues daily adds up to hundreds of jobs. Locksmiths do not only fix locks, they also install new security systems for offices, change locks after break-ins, and handle electronic key systems. The more the city grows, the higher the demand becomes. For anyone looking at profits, this endless cycle of need is the starting point. A big city practically guarantees that locksmiths will always have work waiting for them. Cost to starting as a locksmith in a big city may sound easy, but the real picture is different. At first, people imagine they only need a toolbox and a van, but the hidden costs quickly add up. To begin, proper training is required, and it often comes with a fee. Many cities also demand a license or permit, which can take time and money to secure. Then comes the equipment. Modern locks are not just simple metal pieces, they include electronic systems, smart locks, and advanced security devices. To deal with them, locksmiths must invest in specialized tools that are not cheap. A van is also important because mobility is everything in a city. Without reliable transport, reaching customers fast is impossible. Insurance, uniforms, and advertising also become part of the startup expense. In crowded cities, people usually call the locksmith they find online, so marketing is not optional. All of these costs together can make the first step much heavier than expected. While the demand is high, the barrier to entry is not small. Anyone planning to earn from this trade must be ready to put real money up front. That investment often scares beginners, but those who commit can later see returns. In the end, the cost to start is more than tools. It is about preparing for a business that needs both skill and financial strength. Daily calls. In a big city, locksmiths measure their success by the number of daily calls they receive. Each call represents a chance to earn, but also a race against time. A lockout can happen in the early morning when someone rushes to work, in the middle of the night after a party, or during peak traffic hours when a driver cannot get into their car. On average, a busy locksmith may handle 5 to 10 calls a day, sometimes more during weekends or holidays. These calls vary in size and urgency. A simple lock opening may take just minutes, while replacing a complex digital lock could take much longer. The real challenge is moving quickly from one customer to the next across the crowded city. Traffic, parking, and distance can cut into the number of jobs completed. Still, the sheer volume of emergencies ensures that the phone never stays silent for long. Some locksmiths even work in teams or hire assistants to keep up with the demand. Service fees. When it comes to profits, service fees are where locksmiths in a big city make their real money. Unlike fixed jobs with set salaries, locksmith income depends on how much they charge per call. In many cities, a simple lockout can cost anywhere from $70 to $150, and that price often goes higher at night or on weekends. Emergency calls after midnight can easily double the fee because customers value speed more than cost in stressful situations. Beyond lockouts, installing new locks, repairing damaged ones, or working with electronic systems can bring in hundreds of dollars for a single job. The fee also covers the locksmith's travel, tools, and expertise, so customers usually accept the price without much debate. City living means people are used to paying extra for convenience and fast solutions. This makes locksmith work different from other small trades because urgency drives up the price. Some locksmiths also add service charges for long-distance calls or difficult jobs. When multiplied by several calls a day, these fees quickly add up to a strong income. Hidden costs. While locksmiths in a big city may seem to earn well, hidden costs often eat into their profits. One of the biggest expenses is fuel. Driving across the city all day, stuck in traffic and rushing to calls, quickly adds up at the pump. Then comes wear and tear on the van. Repairs, maintenance, and insurance are constant drains. Tools also break or need replacing, especially when dealing with modern locks and electronic systems. Another hidden cost is advertising. In a competitive city, locksmiths must spend on online ads, business listings, and even paid leads to keep the phone ringing. Without this, it is hard to stand out. Some also have to pay membership fees for local associations or cover legal costs to stay licensed. Time is another expense that many forget to count. Waiting in traffic, handling difficult customers, or working unpaid hours on paperwork all reduce the real income. Taxes also take a significant share, which can surprise new locksmiths who think all earnings are profit. Together, these hidden costs make the business more complicated than it looks. While service fees bring in money, these constant expenses quietly pull it back out. Competition level: in a big city, the competition for locksmiths is fierce. With high demand comes a flood of businesses trying to claim a share of the market. On every online search, dozens of locksmith ads appear, each promising the fastest and cheapest service. Some are large companies with multiple vans and full teams, while others are solo operators working long hours. This creates a constant battle to win customers. Many locksmiths lower prices just to attract calls, but doing so often cuts into profits. Others spend heavily on advertising to stay visible, which again reduces income. Reputation becomes key in such an environment. A locksmith who arrives late, charges unfairly, or fails to solve the problem risks bad reviews, and in a city where people rely on online ratings, that can destroy future business. Some even face unethical practices, where competitors pose as customers or run misleading ads to push others out. Despite the challenges, skilled locksmiths still find room to grow by offering quality service and building trust. The high competition forces them to work smarter, focusing on reliability, speed, and professionalism. Real profit: when all the numbers are added up, the real profit for a locksmith in a big city is very different from what people expect. At first glance, it may look like a locksmith makes hundreds of dollars a day from service fees alone, but after paying for fuel, advertising, insurance, taxes, and tool costs, the true income is often much lower. A locksmith who earns thousands in a week may only keep half of that once expenses are removed. Still, the job can be rewarding because the demand is constant, and even with high costs, there is steady cash flow. The profit depends on how well the locksmith manages time and expenses. A skilled locksmith who takes more high-paying jobs, works during peak hours, and invests in reliable tools often earns far more than someone who just takes random calls. Another factor is reputation. Customers who trust a locksmith will pay higher rates without hesitation. Over time, this loyalty builds stronger earnings. So while the raw numbers may look smaller after deductions, the business can still provide a comfortable living. The key lies in balancing income with expenses. Real profit is not about the number of jobs but about making each one count, turning steady city demand into lasting financial stability. The final truth about locksmith profits in a big city is that the business is both promising and challenging. From the outside, it seems like locksmiths make quick money by unlocking doors, but the reality is far more complex. The high demand ensures steady work, yet the hidden costs, heavy competition, and long hours test every locksmith's patience and planning. Those who treat it as a true business, investing in tools, advertising wisely, and building a trusted name, find that it can be very profitable. On the other hand, those who enter thinking it is easy money often struggle when expenses and competition catch up. In the end, the city offers opportunity, but only to those willing to adapt and work smart. Success does not come just from answering calls, but from managing time, protecting reputation, and making smart financial choices. Locksmiths who understand this balance not only survive but thrive, earning steady profits year after year. The truth is clear. Locksmithing in a big city is not a quick path to riches, but for skilled, dedicated workers, it is a business that can turn constant demand into lasting success.